Welcome to my presentation of the Iranian hack on the U.S. spy drone. This is an RQ-170 Sentinel stealth aircraft built by Lockheed Martin at their Skunk Works facility. It's an unmanned aerial vehicle, or UAV. The RQ-170 sensor suite includes the following sensors: electrical, optical, infrared sensors, active electronically scanned array radar, highly sensitive radiation sensors, and a communications intercept. The active electronically scanned array radar, or AESAR, is very common in stealth aircraft. The highly sensitive radiation sensors are specifically important in this case study because the RQ-170 was reportedly used to look for nuclear proliferation in Iran. The design of the RQ-170 Sentinel by Lockheed Martin is that of a flying wing, common of stealth aircraft, because of its radar signature. Because of its color, the light gray, it's reported to have an approximate 50,000 feet ceiling. From the pictures that the Iranians posted, it looks to have around an 85-foot wingspan. It's a single-engine aircraft, but with a classified engine type. It's reported to have a General Electric TF-34, but there are no confirmations on this. Because of the stealth nature of the RQ-170, it's unclear what the specific intentions were for its development. However, it was reportedly used to take down Osama bin Laden. Its sensor suite makes it seem like more of a reconnaissance aircraft. It's reported to operate mostly over Pakistan and Iran, and it does a lot of sorties that collect intelligence for troops on the ground and also for U.S. national policy. Like I said before, it helped facilitate the death of Osama bin Laden, so it's at least had some success. Here is the timeline of events for this case study on the RQ-170. In December of 2011, on the 4th of December, Iran takes down the RQ-170. We'll go into details about how they did that later. On the 6th of December, the U.S. issues a press release about a missing CIA aircraft in western Afghanistan. On the 8th of December, 2011, Iran releases footage of the captured aircraft. In April of 2012, Iran claims that they have reverse engineered the technology inside of the aircraft and that they are building a copy of it for their own use. In February of 2013, the footage from the aircraft is downloaded and released to the internet by Iran. In September of 2013, Iran reported that they completed the copy of the UAV, in that all information stored in the aircraft had been decoded and downloaded. So how? How did Iran take down this stealth aircraft? Well, there are many possibilities. They could have shot it down. But as you can see in this picture, which was part of the official press release, the aircraft itself had minimal damage, although you can see a darkened part of the wing on the left where it might have been damaged on landing. Another option is an electronic warfare attack, so some sort of analog signal that confused the UAV and caused it to land in an emergency. Another option is a cyber warfare attack, where the UAV was controlled by Iran and landed purposefully in their country. Also, it could have been redirection by Iran, in case the UAV was using encrypted or unencrypted GPS or global positioning system. They could have faked that signal and caused it to land in their country. The last and most likely cause is that of a simple bug in the aircraft's design and programming, causing it to land either in emergency or intentionally in Iran. So what about the operational security of this aircraft? Well, the RQ-170 is a UAV that is intended for insecure airspace. That's the whole point of having a stealth aircraft, a flying wing. You want to put it in places where it's likely going to be captured. However, you don't want it to be captured, so you make it into a stealth aircraft. However, there is a balance. The RQ-170 was built without some of the high technology features that many other stealth aircraft employ. It intentionally avoided using the highly sensitive technologies in case this exact scenario were to happen. The use of the RQ-170 is intentionally risky, but it does have a high reward, like in the death of Osama bin Laden. In that case, was it worth it? That's arguable. Without further knowledge, we won't know whether or not the RQ-170 was instrumental in his death. What results do we see? Well, he died. What other results? Remember that the sensor suite on the RQ-170 included highly sensitive radiation sensors. So clearly, it would be worth it to sense nuclear proliferation in Iran, since they have shown hostility towards Israel, one of our allies. This detection of nuclear testing, building, proliferation is incredibly important to national security, and the RQ-170 contributes to it greatly. It's definitely worth it. Under international law, was the United States aircraft illegal? Or was it flying in illegal airspace? Well, international law states that, similar to marine conventions, sovereign airspace extends 12 miles off the border of your country, unless it borders another country, in which case it's one vertical line. Iran says that the RQ-170 was operating in illegal airspace, or within their sovereignty. The United States, however, claims that the RQ-170 was operating in legal airspace, or Western Afghanistan. Here's a rough map describing where the RQ-170 may have been conducting its flight operations. In 2009, an RQ-170 was sighted at Kandahar Airport. It's colloquially known as the Beast of Kandahar. As you can see in the map, the circle demonstrates where the aircraft may have been flying. Note that this region includes both Western Afghanistan, where the United States claims legal operation, and Eastern Iran, where Iran claims illegal operation of the RQ-170. Especially important to this is the fact that the RQ-170 is not commercial. It's a military aircraft. This military aircraft has sensors aboard that violate the privacy of any country within its range. Simply operating it, just flying it in Iran, is a breach of international treaty. Legality was ambiguous, but what about the ethics of the situation? The United States was clearly invading privacy. There's no reason to fly a stealth aircraft in the western mountainous portion of a country where you don't need stealthy planes to fly around in, aka Western Afghanistan. There is certainly good reason to need an aircraft like the RQ-170 to penetrate the Iranian national air defense systems. Therefore, I deduce that the United States was, in fact, invading the privacy of Iran, although this is not proven. Iran, on the other hand, had been showing aspirations toward nuclear proliferation, nuclear testing, and just nuclear shenanigans in general. In doing so, in addition to their hostile or combined with their hostile presence toward other countries nearby, specifically Israel, they forfeit their privacy. If they're going to be hostile and threaten something as important and deadly as nuclear bombs, you have no right to privacy. According to me, yes, this was certainly an ethical use of the RQ-170, even though we potentially could have lost important technology. It's very important to keep our country and other countries out of harm's way. Were there alternative actions that could have been taken to avoid the disastrous result of Iran finding out what we were looking for in their country? Or, even worse, to avoid them stealing our technology? Well, we could certainly have done more work in protecting the technology that we used. Yes, we didn't put everything into this one plane, but I'm sure it had certain secret aspects to it. And Iran got to practice their hacking and reverse engineering on this aircraft. Definitely not something we want them to be comfortable doing. We, the United States, showed an ignorance of the Iranian technical proficiency and an overconfidence in our own. We assumed that they would not be able to take down our aircraft. And even if they would, our press releases showed a confidence that they would not have the technical ability to reverse engineer any of the technology on that aircraft. We have severely underestimated our adversary. In addition to all that, we need to simply focus on the basics, such as navigating and controlling our own UAVs. It could have been worse, much worse. What if Iran had seized control of the UAV and then turned it on us? What if they used this technology to build a more dangerous platform and then use our own technology against us? We certainly need to be more proactive in protecting our interests. Although in this case, I still hold that it was definitely worth it. Thank you so much for watching my presentation.